to Miami, where Ethan Skolnick is on the Heat beat for Bleacher Report. Ethan, thanks for joining us again. And apparently what happens in Vegas not only does not stay in Vegas, it trends on Twitter. LeBron and Wade got together, Pat Riley joining the party on Wednesday. What does LeBron need to hear from these guys in order to return to the Heat?
Well, I think the single most important thing he needs to hear from Pat Riley is, okay, what is the direction of where we're going in terms of off-season additions? What is this team going to look like? What are we going to look like going forward? And again, what is the salary structure going to look like? Because obviously part of that. Look, clearly, Pat Riley's flying across the country from Miami to Las Vegas. If he's got LeBron already completely 100% sealed, that's probably not necessary at this point. With that being said, I don't think LeBron James is making Pat Riley fly all the way across the country just to tell him that he's leaving. I think this is going to be an honest conversation that we have about the direction of the franchise, and LeBron is a guy who likes to have all the intelligence in front of him before he makes a thoughtful decision. So I think that we'll go through all the scenarios. And like you said, I don't think it'll stay in Vegas. I think as soon as it happens, you'll start to see certain elements of it start to leak out a little bit.
Ethan, multiple times after regular season games last year, LeBron James expressed concern and frustration about coming to the arena each night not knowing if Dwayne Wade was healthy and able to suit up. Do you think he's talking to Wade about his status heading into next season and if he'll be able to play the majority of the games?
Well, certainly it's a concern because LeBron made no secret of the fact that it was frustrating to him last year. And it was also frustrating to him that they didn't know who was going to play when Dwayne wasn't in there. And that's a lot of what this free agent period was supposed to be about, was getting LeBron help in case Dwayne Wade can't be with him every night. Because at this stage of Dwayne's career, there's just no way to count on him for 82 games. Will he miss 28 games again? I'm not sure, but he's certainly going to miss a few. So, obviously, look, LeBron and Dwayne have had a relationship that's been forged through the 4 years that they've been together. They were friends before that. They know each other as well as any two players in the league at this point know each other. And I'm sure that some of the conversations they've had have been about Dwayne's status going forward and what he can give. So, I thought it was funny that the restaurant tweeted out or sent out an email the menu that they were eating together. And it's clear that Dwayne has embraced a healthy diet at this point, which is something that Ray Allen had talked to him about quite a bit. So maybe that's a way to take some of the pressure off Dwayne's knees and make it a little bit easier for him to be in there on a more regular basis than he was last season.
I'll have to take note of that as well. Monday, Ethan, you told us that Chris Bosh still leaning toward returning to Miami. Is there any chance Bosh makes a decision independent of LeBron?
It's really interesting to see if that happens. If you're the Houston Rockets, I would think that you've got to know what's going on here pretty soon, right? Because you've got to deal with Chandler Parsons also, who's a free agent and who's going to attract a lot of interest from a lot of different teams, particularly the teams that aren't able to get in on LeBron or Carmelo. So I think what may happen here is that if Houston puts a little bit more pressure on Bosh and things are unsettled in the Miami situation, it might fast forward everything a little bit. But again, everything that I'm hearing is that Bosh wants to remain in Miami, obviously exploring options in case things fall apart, but his preference is to stay in Miami. So nothing that I've heard over the last 24 hours since we last talked has changed that.